So in this video, we have a lot to talk about. I want to break down for you 10 absolutely bizarre things that a covert narcissist has gotten angry for that I've seen personally or that people have shared with me. If I miss any, make sure you comment down below and let me know. But finally, I also want to share with you the number one mistake that targets in a relationship with a narcissist make when covert narcissists are angry and in conflict with them. So make sure you watch to the end to make sure that you're not doing that in your relationships. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Michele. I'm a somatic experiencing practitioner and the founder of the School of Transformation, which is where I meet live on Zoom every week and I do the inner work with survivors from all over the world of childhood trauma together. Here on my YouTube channel, we talk about what healing is about, what it looks like, the symptoms of unhealed trauma. But in the School of Transformation, we do the inner healing together. So if you're ready to take the next step, make sure you join me weekly on Zoom. 10 bizarre things that I have seen narcissists get angry over. Again, let me know how many I missed below. Number one is reading a book or actually doing anything you're passionate about. Because the truth is, covert narcissists get angry when they see you happy and enjoying yourself. So they'll suddenly overtly insult you or make you feel like you're a bad person for engaging in something that you enjoy. Or they'll say subtle things to make you feel like you should be doing anything but enjoying yourself. And here's how you know that this is a ridiculous thing to get angry about is because oftentimes when you stop doing those things and you amputate pieces of yourself, then they'll suddenly criticize you for not doing the same things that they used to get angry about. That's called the double bind. Number two is talking to healthy people on the phone. This could be friends or family members. In healthy relationships, it is normal for your partner to have healthy relationships with other people. While narcissists can only have you around their flying monkeys, and they get furious when you are having a relationship with somebody that is healthy. Now, they won't say that. They'll twist it to make it like that person is a bad person. The bottom line is anyone that the narcissist likes you to be close to is often unhealthy. Anyone they get angry at you for spending time with is usually because that's a healthy person. Number three is hard-earned accomplishments. Let's say you get a raise at work. Let's say you do something and you receive recognition, or somebody just points out something special that you do for other people. Now, in a healthy relationship, it feels good to praise our significant other or our family member, but in a narcissistic relationship with a covert narcissist, remember, that touches on their false image that they're perfect and they're the best. And so any accomplishment you have makes them feel inferior. Their amygdala goes off and then they devalue you, attack you, or they ignore you. Either way, it just causes emotional pain to you. Sadly, the consistency of them doing this actually trains you on a subconscious level to not feel proud of yourself without their permission and to not be able to enjoy what you're doing unless they validate your accomplishment. Number four is joy. Joy is different than happiness. We can feel happy when something happens, but joy happens despite our circumstances, and it's a characteristic that we have inside of us. Well, again, narcissists get angry and their amygdala gets hijacked because when they see your joy, they feel their lack of it. This disrupts their status quo or their image of themselves as being so superior and better than everybody else. And as a result, it causes their amygdala to get hijacked and they do anything to stamp out your joy. And this is a hard one to wrap your head around because we're talking about people that you're in a relationship with where you expect them to have love and you expect them to care about you and want you to be happy. So it can be difficult to realize that this person intentionally wants to stamp out your joy, but you'll always notice when you're happiest, they're miserable. And the second you're miserable because they just stamped out your joy, they're suddenly so flipping happy. Number 5, again, bizarre things that covert narcissists get angry about is if this is a romantic relationship and you have children in this relationship, your close relationship with your kids. Oftentimes, narcissists, again, this touches on their I'm the best, I'm better than you. Anyone that likes you, even your children, is a threat to their ego and how they see themselves. And sadly, as a result, they do everything they can to sabotage that relationship. Number 6 is when someone else outside of you praises you. Narcissists hate to see their target receive any type of praise, admiration, or they hate to see their target be seen in a good light because, again, that means they're not the best. It's really sad how covert narcissists view their target as a competitor instead of a partner. And they will attack you. They will make you feel bad if someone else likes you or praises you. And so they'll attack that person's character. It'll be like, oh, they just want something from you. They must be using you, right? Because they can't cancel out the praise. They can't cancel out what the person said. So they'll do something to make you feel bad. Number 7 is when you, the target, are sick. And this is a sad one, but for their target to get sick means that they actually have to care about the needs of their partner, which touches on their ego, which fires their amygdala. And so they literally get angry and treat you horrible when you're sick. Number 8 is constructive feedback. Now, I don't know anyone on the face of this planet that has not needed constructive feedback at one time or another, but a narcissist will view that as an attack and will attack you. Number 9 is authenticity. Narcissists get angry when they see somebody authentic because, again, deep down on an unconscious level, they know that they're not authentic. And so that makes them feel inferior. Their amygdala gets hijacked, and then you see their rage. Number 10 is simply having a different perspective than the narcissist. Now, it's normal in a relationship where two people can see a situation and walk away with two different perspectives. But with a narcissist, your perspective is evidence that you're not an extension of them. And in their mind, as an extension of them, which is how they view you, they control you. And so when you have that different perspective and you hold on to it, they don't feel that power of total control over you. Now, this is a weird, silly way that I saw this, but I knew with one person that I was in a car with one time, and they were putting the heat on, and the person asked me, like, are you hot? And I was like, no. They literally repeated that same question, are you hot? Until I said, well, I guess a little, just to get them to stop. And the fact that I did that, the fact that I changed my perspective before the person blew up, led to the fact that they did not blow up, but it also leads me into the part of this video where I want to share with you the number one thing we do wrong when narcissists are angry for things that don't make sense. Now, in my defense, and maybe this resonates with you, but I grew up in an environment where keeping the peace was a survival strategy. And when you grow up in that kind of environment, your first instinct is to try to fix, try to help, try to soothe the other person. Because in childhood, you probably did a lot of fawning, which is stifling yourself to make someone else happy so that you can have some measure of safety. And so you start doing that in an adult relationship with a narcissist. And it is one of the things that keeps us stuck for so long. This one took me a little bit before I could wrap my own head around it. So if this is new for you, like, I get it. But when we do that, when we slip into fawning as adults, we are basically telling the narcissist, when you get angry, I will dial down, comply, change me so that you feel better. And narcissists love that because narcissists don't know how to regulate their emotions. So we become their emotional regulator. We change ourselves, they feel better, they get regulated, but you get completely dysregulated. It's very much like a parent that gives their child a piece of candy every time they have a tantrum. This is only going to reinforce the tantrum. As a result, you see more and more of their anger because now they're like, ooh, I need some regulation. Let me attack you so that I can feel better. But on top of that, and here's the very sad part, and for anyone that feels like they have lost themselves, they feel erased, they don't feel like themselves anymore. What happens through you amputating yourself to try to help them to feel better is that you completely lose yourself. You stop expressing your real opinions, you suppress your needs, you become hypervigilant, constantly scanning as to what might set them off. And I need you to hear this. If you're in a relationship with somebody that causes you to feel this way, this is not love, it's actually conditioning. So remember before I said that whether you're on this side of the narcissistic abuse relationship where the narcissist is here and maybe you're battling codependency and you're here, this is where we start learning healthy behavior patterns. And one of those healthy behavior patterns that we need to take responsibility to step into is helping ourselves to create safety on the inside so that we can break out of the fawn response, which, by the way, fawning is a desperate need for safety. It's like, I don't feel safe inside of myself, so I'm going to try to help you to feel better so that I can feel safe. Now, this is because of childhood trauma often. This is a learned behavior from childhood. It's not about shaming ourselves. We don't want to feel bad for being in this behavior. We just want to be able to recognize it so that we can break out of our patterns that are keeping us stuck in unhealthy relationships. And if you're struggling to do that, which, by the way, it can be extremely hard to do this alone, I want to invite you to the School of Transformation. This is where I meet with survivors from all over the world. And we put the focus on ourselves. We put the focus on our nervous system so that we can find that inner agency, so that we can step into authenticity, so that we can learn how to handle conflict with difficult people and stay within the boundaries of who we really are. So if that's something that you would be ready for, make sure you join my live meetings in the School of Transformation. But even if you can't join me live weekly on Zoom, I want you to walk away with this final thought. I know this is hard because I've been there. I know that standing up to a covert narcissist can feel terrifying, especially if you spent years trying to keep the peace. But hear me when I say this. You are not responsible for their emotions. Healthy love does not require you to walk on eggshells. Healthy love doesn't make you afraid of making a mistake. And healthy love allows you to be seen, heard, and accepted even when you're not perfect, because after all, no one is. So if someone constantly is punishing you for being yourself, they're not safe to love, and you need and deserve to create safety in your life. And that's not selfish, that's healthy. So if this video resonated with you, let me know in the comment section what's one thing you're gonna stop apologizing for. And again, if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, because the more people who understand this, the more we can break free together.